Cast It in the channel. What's up? How are you doing today?
Oh my
Hold
god, I fell back asleep by accident.
Oops. Oops. Was it a nice extra
Oopsie.
nap though?
It's one of those where you don't even know you're asleep, you know, like time just like
Like a
passed.
what year is it nap?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. So
So
thanks
I
for bearing with that, my
yeah,
missing person.
it's okay. The so you know how I got the CPAP?
Yes.
So I take it off in the middle of the night. I and I'm screwing around with the settings to try to dial it in,
Mm-hmm.
but when I like shift from light sleep into REM sleep,
Mm-hmm.
I consistently between like 2 and 3 hours just rip it off my face, which means it helps a little bit, but like like
Mm-hmm.
half the night I'm not wearing it. But so what I've taken to do, or like what I've taken to doing, is I'll wake up an hour before my alarm or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll re-put it on. Or even if I have like 10 minutes, I'll re-put it on. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's actually kind of like, because it's like forcing air into your lungs. It's like
Mm-hmm.
almost like having like a hit of clarity before I wake up. It's actually really nice.
I guess it's like a diving mask or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I'm a big fan. Oh, we
Morning,
got people in the chat.
Tori.
What's up, Tori?
Morning. Ugh.
Okay, Kristen, how's your week?
Oh my gosh. It was exhausting, to be honest. But I'm coming out of it. I think I just need to catch some sleeps, catch some Z's, and then I'll be restored.
I haven't I haven't mentally internalized that we do this on Fridays now. And
Mm-hmm.
so every time I like get ready for the show, I'm like, man, week's just starting. It's
We just
Tuesday.
started. Why can't your week start on a Friday?
I mean, we've talked about this. I would choose an opposite schedule from the real world if I could convince my wife to do it.
Yeah.
But we also have a baby, and you can't like the baby needs kind of a normal world schedule
Well, what
because
does
all
the
the
baby
doctors,
do on a weekday versus weekend? That's different.
well, like doctor's appointments and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that's a weekday thing. That doesn't make any sense. I think they should operate on weekends so people can actually have time to see them.
Yeah, I mean, imagine society if you could go to the bank, go get your
Uh-huh.
passport, and do all of that on a time where a normal person could. Life would
Yeah,
be a lot
yeah, yeah.
better.
Well, this episode, I picked the word favorite.
You did. Why
I
did you
did.
pick that?
I think you said something like, I was like, "What word should we pick today?" And you were like, "Just pick whatever. We pick your favorite." And I
I
was
said,
like,
pick your
"Okay, I will
favorite.
take you literally." But I thought we could talk about our favorite things.
Just Sound of Music style.
Yes, exactly. Tori said Costco closes at 6 on Saturday by me. I think it is
How
criminal.
that
That
means
is criminal.
you can't get dogs on a Saturday night.
Yeah, that is very early. Is that a standard Costco closing time?
I don't
Huh.
know. I don't think it is around
It
here.
seems a little early.
The
The other thing I don't like is that they close that gas station at 10:30 or sometimes even 9:30. And I'm like, why? It's just gas. You don't need to be there. Like, I just need to use the machine.
Yeah, we got a pretty convenient gas station near me that does the same thing. And
Mhm.
they got a little sticky note on each of the pumps saying, you know, this place down the road is open. And I'm
Oh,
just like,
but
I get it.
why?
It's because it's cheaper because you don't have to pay someone for the graveyard shift where you don't bring in much money.
Oh, as in like why not just have no attendance? You know?
Because there's always troubleshooting, you know?
Oh.
Like if you go to a gas station, I imagine at 2 a.m. and it doesn't
Mhm.
work and you like
Mhm.
live by it, you'll never go back.
Oh, I
At least I
guess.
wouldn't.
Well, one of my favorite things is gas stations that open late.
Ooh, and Tori has a good point. Fire probably needs to be managed actively as well.
Oh. Okay, fine. Confession. Once I did drive, like wasn't paying attention. The gas pump was still attached to my car. I see on YouTube, it's like, who does that, right?
You know how you could not ever do that?
How?
Never get back into your car while it's pumping.
Oh, I know. You really shouldn't because of the static electricity and stuff like that. But Yes.
That's
So did
crazy.
you know that the hose detaches and then the gas will spill everywhere and then you will panic? It was kind of like a scene from Zoolander where they were
Yeah.
having the gasoline fight.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the computer scene, but that's funny. So okay,
Yeah.
so what actually happened afterwards? You know, how long did it take you to notice, first of all?
Well, pretty much immediately, I was like, "Oh, no,"
Did you feel
and then
it?
I was trying to, like, stick the hose back on.
Like in the holster?
Well, like, the hose, like, it detached from the machine thingy,
Yeah.
and that's what the gas was coming out, so I was trying to stick the hose back onto the machine.
So okay, so you grab the decapitated hose,
Correct.
and then you're trying to shove it over the stream of gasoline,
Yes, I
and you're
was.
getting covered in
I
gasoline.
was getting covered gasoline. It was so unsafe. And then at some point, I was like, this is too unsafe. I need to go to the attendant." So yes, it didn't need to be staffed because I had to run into the gas station. And the people
Covered in
didn't
gas.
even see yes, the people didn't even seem that shocked. Like they've seen this a million times before. And then they were like, "Oh, we need your ID." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm in big trouble." Um, and they said that, "Oh, there might be a fine of like, like
Yeah.
$300 or something."
Environmental fine or something?
Yeah, but in the end, they actually did not charge me.
Oh my gosh, they're probably
Yeah,
like, "Okay, you know, they already had a rough day."
exactly, exactly. But yes, that's what actually happens if you actually yank the gas hose.
Wait, so how long from when you ran inside to the gas shutting off was it?
I don't know. It was all a blur.
So did you leave while it was still going?
It was like a dribble. It wasn't like, like a true like,
Oh, I thought it was like hose gushing out. It was just coming
Yeah,
out.
it was I think it was mostly the residual inside of the hose itself, you
Gotcha, gotcha,
know?
gotcha.
Yeah, so yes, but it was still pretty disastrous.
Okay,
But
well, I
anyway,
hope you
so
know.
ever since then, I do check carefully, and I look in the side mirror to make sure that I'm still attached.
That's so funny. I am going to remember this as a giant gushing hose of gasoline, and there's nothing that you can do to change my mind about that. I've already recorded it in my core memory as that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But thanks for inspiring the story, Tori.
So that's why you pay gas station attendants.
Yes, yes. And I mean, do they still do that in Oregon where you have to have an attendant pump it for you? Or are they not so strict about that anymore?
They do it in Jersey. I don't know about
Yeah.
Oregon.
I think in Oregon they do that too because once, yeah, you and I drove up and we were at like Medford, which is like almost like the first town, like you would get a gas from. And it was late at night, and then like Yuhang like somehow didn't know or forgot. So she had her fist already up balled up, ready to punch the guy because she thought that the guy was up to no good.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the
yeah.
guy walked up and was like immediately his first words was, "In the state of Oregon."
That's like the Twilight Zone. That would be a good start to like a short story or something.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
a
and
first one.
speaking of which, we should talk about your short story.
We
Hey,
should.
MFA, thanks for joining. You did show up.
I'm okay, but so in Jersey with the mandatory gas pump,
Mhm,
I I have family in Jersey, but I rarely am in New Jersey, you know what I mean?
mhm,
And so, but I'll pass through it regularly because it's like the northeastern corridor.
mhm,
And every time, for some reason, I like end up getting gas in Jersey, and every time I didn't notice I entered New Jersey.
mhm,
And so I like pull up to the gas station and the exact same thing, and I'll just be like, all right, like getting ready, getting my phone together, and
mhm.
someone just like is looming over the window, and I'm just Jesus. And they're always irritated.
Oh,
Like I didn't make
they're
this a law.
they're happy to see you.
Yeah. The okay, what's your favorite gas station snack?
Oh, the one that I always get, right? Um, if it's a really hot day, it's Helado's ice cream. It's like this Mexican ice cream brand.
Interesting. What
Yeah.
is it like vanilla or
Oh, they got all sorts of flavors, but like mango and coconut, whatever. But like,
okay, so fruity?
like yeah, like kind of fruity, milky kind of thing. I would say it's the better brand compared to Michoacana, which is the other brand that we get around here, which is too icy. Um,
Interesting.
uh,
Okay.
I
Well,
think the
okay.
other thing I'm
Actually,
susceptible
Kristen,
to that I was complaining about to you is the Cheeto Puffs.
yes. Okay. So which? Okay. We'll adjudicate Cheetos in a
Yeah.
second. Are you sure you like ice cream? Is it actually ice cream?
It's
Like,
a specifically hot day thing. I
no,
normally don't like it that much.
no, you misunderstand me.
Hmm.
Is a freeze pop or like a lemon ice
Oh,
or like what texture and consistency and raw material is it that
this
makes
is
it ice
turning
cream?
into whether Wendy's Frosty is a milkshake
Yes, exactly.
all over again. I think it does have enough milk content to be considered ice cream,
Okay.
but barely, like barely. You know,
Okay. So
it's
so
not.
does it
It's
is
not
it
like a
like
Snickers bar ice cream or
more
something.
crystally or more like
Milky,
a spoonful of vanilla ice creamy?
somewhere in between.
That helps me zero.
I know. I know.
See, this is my favorite thing is categorizing stuff.
So, when you were a kid, when you played with toys, were you just like sorting them? Like, what's going on?
I don't remember. I do think that I probably did it, but not so explicitly.
Uh huh.
Like I kind of remember. So one thing I did as a teenager, and I'm sure I have a picture somewhere, but so I did the thing where you like cut out pieces of whatever and you stick it on your wall and you make like an artsy collage.
Hmm.
And like I had like quotes, the classic "if voting did anything, it would be illegal" type stuff.
A
Um,
boy's vision board.
yeah, it was my alt Cameron vision board,
Hmm.
uh, and I very much like I remember explicitly being like, okay, so I need to have like an equal ratio of like pure art and
Hmm.
then music references and then political stuff and so like I did think about the vision board in terms of balancing it out in like explicitly because with categories.
I mean, isn't this literally your whiteboard work creative system?
No, that was for a purpose. This was for like visual harmony of like I look at it and then I take in a collage.
Oh, do you have one now? I
um
don't have a vision board. Maybe
I
that's my
don't think
problem.
like no well so I don't have that. I
Hmm.
am kind of putting decorations up on my wall that are amounting to that, but I don't.
Hmm.
Kristen, I don't need another side project, but now I have the itch. The
Is that homework for everybody? Is to make a vision board?
Well, okay, so what I was thinking is making a website version of it, right? Like I don't
Oh,
want, I like the physical stuff, but there's not like I don't touch enough physical media these days to make an effective one. Like back
yeah. Like
then,
I don't have enough magazines.
yeah, like you don't have the magazines, like I don't have Nintendo Power, I don't have, Fueled by Ramen like sticker, like I don't have the stuff that I use to make up uh, you know. I guess I could print it all out, but like,
Hmm.
it's wasteful.
Fueled by ramen. What isn't that the Fallout Boy?
It
Like
is. It is.
hand
It is.
label.
It is an old label.
Uh, oh, Tori says, you could come sort my toys. I don't mean that in a weird way, even though it sounds like it.
Parents flirting be like,
And I feel you are never too late. But yeah, like one of my favorite things this week was reading your award-winning short story. I don't know whether folks know. I think we need to say it like 10 more times that Cameron had won a contest for his new sci-fi short story on the Protocolized, that's how you say it? Am I gonna-
protocolized magazine. Yes,
yeah. Hmm. Which is by VGR, who is famous on the internet for lots of things, such as the classic essays about
premium
Hooker,
mediocre,
yeah.
Maya Millennial, the
Mhm.
Gervais Principle, like
Mhm.
really like big 2010s era essays. He's been blogging longer than that, but
Yeah.
those are some of the greatest hits.
Right, right. And I think he's still pretty active on Farcaster, considering.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He's like a Oh, chat. The but so he's I mean, he doesn't want to go back to Twitter, which I sympathize with because it's
Mhm.
a hellscape.
Mhm.
But he also doesn't quite fit in on these other platforms as well, just because of the nature of like the big conversations happening.
Mhm.
And he's like a big architecture nerd, like digital architecture, and so I think he likes Farcaster the best.
Mhm.
But he's kind of homeless right now on Substack. I would say is like where he spends the most of his energy.
Oh, true, true. I wouldn't call it homeless. He has a mansion on Substack, is what it really is.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like even compared to
What he
even
had
like
before.
5 years ago, it's a
Mhm.
fraction of the reach.
True, true. But yeah, like it's a how do I say it? Kind of like a Ted Chiang-y sort of sci-fi to me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the contest itself was about building and burning bridges,
mhm.
specifically in a genre that the magazine calls protocol fiction. And so I talk about this a little bit more in my other channel YouTube video, Cameron Spirals. But the idea is that Ted Chiang explicitly talks about the difference between sci-fi and fantasy.
Mhm.
And fantasy is about like a chosen hero with magic powers doing an incredible thing, but sci-fi is more about strange rules.
Mhm.
And so, in that framing, some famous sci-fi works, kind of like Star Wars, end up being more fantasy than sci-fi, which like I think like rustles some people's jimmies. But
Mhm.
the concept of thinking about sci-fi in terms of, hey, what happens when you put a person in a set of strange rules and then
Mhm.
play out like the tape? It's
Mhm.
really interesting, and it's really interesting writing constraint. And so I wrote a kind of like a quasi-Western short story about the future of the U.S. in like 200 or so years, in that like with that mindset,
Mhm.
and I had a lot of fun doing it, and it ended up being pretty good, I think.
Yeah. What makes a story a western?
It's a good question. I think because like I've looked at the various genres, but
Mhm.
it just kind of has a vibe.
Mhm.
Like there are Cormac McCarthy stories. Cormac McCarthy is like one of the famous like Western genre writers of the past 50 or so years. But he lived in a cabin with no electricity as an alcoholic in like Tennessee for a long time, and he wrote about Tennessee. But a lot of those stories that happen in Tennessee could also be construed as westerns, even though it's more like southern than western. I think the vibe is just kind of if it's near the West and there are characters that feel Western and they're like prominent in the story, that's kind of like the take.
Oh.
But like I honestly would have to do more digging to find a like crisper definition. I'm sure
Mhm.
some professor somewhere has decided what it is, and
Mhm.
like in my opinion, there's like an understatedness to it,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. Like,
Interesting.
yeah,
Cause like there's this Japanese movie called Tampopo that people call it like a Japanese spaghetti western.
yeah.
Which yeah has a little bit of the same vibe as well. Kind of like the main character has a little bit of a like
As a,
squinty Clint Eastwood, this like disconnected from what's happening, but yet is in what's happening kind of vibe.
yeah, I mean, there's like I don't know. This isn't exactly what I would want to describe it as, but I think there's
Mhm.
like an undercurrent of like a version of masculinity that goes through it, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people say Western when they want to say boy movie, I
Oh my
think.
goodness, yes. You do have a Star Boy movie. Oh yeah, so you
What?
haven't read it, and I was trying to explain to her what you said in the video, like butchered version.
Yeah,
But then
yeah,
she
yeah.
was like, the ending, like now what? And I was like, yes, this is called a short story, you see.
Rough. Okay, so what I will say, I don't want to spoil the ending, but I will say that I explicitly consider this
Mhm.
a prequel to
Yeah.
a sci-fi universe that
Mhm.
I plan on writing about over the next decade.
Yeah. So
And
I
so,
was trying to explain to her that.
like,
Yeah.
and not like a prequel in the this is the origin story, but like a
Mhm.
vignette of
Mhm.
like an arc of history.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
like
you did a lot of like world building within the short story already. And
yeah,
now we get to see the rest, how it plays out.
it was actually you're familiar with the Witcher series?
The game and the movie. I haven't played the game nor have I seen the movie, but I know there's a
So do you get the
white
do you know
haired
the
guy.
concept?
No, you tell me.
Okay. The so Henry Cavill, who was
Mm-hmm.
Witcher season 1 and 2, is like you've seen his picture as Geralt the Witcher on the internet for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Very very big, handsome, like white-haired man. But
Mm-hmm.
the concept is basically like a traveling monster hunter in like
Mm-hmm.
an Eastern European like folklore setting.
Oh, okay.
And so kind of like the Brothers Grimm, except it's like it's Poland, not Germany, but it's like that kind of vibe where
Mm-hmm.
it's just like a bunch of peasants and there's like a monster that lives in their well and the
Mm-hmm.
Witcher comes by and he handles it for them like a carpenter would if they were like
Oh.
traveling across the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
And so The Witcher was actually a series of short stories about the
Oh.
concept first,
Mm-hmm.
written in Polish by the
Mm-hmm.
author, and then became books, and then eventually became like the games and show. I don't think there's a movie.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought it started with the video game.
Nope. Video like Witcher 3 especially, which is like I've 100% some games, like obviously not
Uh-huh.
so much as like an adult. My gift to myself after my deployment while I was in
Mm-hmm.
the army was to build a computer because I hadn't done that
Mm.
since I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I built a computer. I took 3 weeks of leave and then just 100%ed Witcher 3 and the expansions.
Wow.
And so that there were signs to my brain chemistry way back, but but I loved it, and I enjoyed the games a lot more because I had read all of the stories while deployed.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Aw.
downloaded all the media, so I in my opinion, I 100%ed the Witcher canon.
Yeah. That's pretty intense. In the game, like to get to like what was the hardest part between the 95 and the 100%? Was it one of those like you got to collect these very invisible little things across the entire world?
It's always the collecting grindy stuff.
Yeah.
It's always a collecting grindy stuff.
What do you need to
The
collect in the game?
A lot of things. There's it depends on how you think about 100%ing a game, but
Mhm.
in this case I wanted to like craft everything
Mhm.
and and like all the sets of armor and whatever.
Oh.
And so like all of those turn into a bunch of mini quests to get the
Mhm.
materials to craft the thing. And
Mhm.
so like that ended up being pretty grindy. Um there's some like repeat style of side quests that got a little grindy, and then there's always like because even 10 years ago games weren't as well mapped as they are
Mm.
today.
Mhm.
And so if you wanted to like find all of the like shrines that you pray to get
Mhm.
like extra powers,
Mhm.
the you know, there would be maps, but it's like, you know, the same gap there was between like game facts in like 2005 to 2015. It was like the same from that to today. And so you didn't just have a YouTube video of somebody showing you where everything was everywhere. So it just like was
Oh.
a little bit more involved.
Gosh. So
Yeah.
there were at least like a few game facts, right?
Yeah. I
People.
did not just like do it blind, you know. I would like I'd probably do like 60-70% of something by myself and then I
Mhm.
just like look it up cuz
Yeah.
like cuz then the value shifted from the like sense of accomplishment to the sense of completion.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Ah. That's an interesting shift.
Yeah. I mean like there's a really famous essay from I think the 90s about the types of people that like why like there's a really famous essay from the 90s about the types of people that play video games and like the
Mhm.
reasons why.
Mhm.
And then there's like people that are trying to ruin other people's day. There's
Mhm.
people that are trying to master something. There's people that
Mhm.
are just trying to like learn the story. I mean, there's like one more thing. And so like I shifted from the like story exploration to the like, hey, let me do this thing.
Mhm.
Because I don't know, I just like checking tick boxes.
It is indeed fun.
Because you can't do it in real life. You can't check all the boxes.
Well, we both have friends who do that, right? Like who are really good about making to-do lists that they check off. I feel like I
Sorry, I
don't.
got coffee
I
grounds in
brought
my
this up
mouth.
before. I don't really get a lot of high from checking off my own task list, like check boxes. So,
And what gets you high?
um, thinking about new ideas, right? Like you've seen it before. Oh,
Ah,
you've gone dark.
yeah, Bravo 6 going dark.
All right. In the meantime, MFA said my wife is saying that Kristen looks a little bit healthier than before. Yikes! Is that really the case, or has she just seen you after a long time? Yeah, I think having done the show for a little bit, and getting back onto the ball does make me feel healthier. Oh, you also have core power today.
I do. Sponsored.
Ugh, we're not sponsored by Big Fairlife, which is actually a Coca-Cola company.
I know.
Isn't great.
Unfortunately, I have to be on Team Coca-Cola. My dad worked for Coca-Cola his
Oh,
whole
right, right,
career.
right.
But I get it. You shouldn't bleed the countryside dry of water. That's also bad.
So
Favorites.
favorites, yes. What was I saying? Oh, my favorite thing is coming up with ideas, and yeah, like I was pretty tired for the past few weeks, and then like my friend Chow encouraged me to like not give up on the little brain engine that comes up with ideas, and then yeah, but then I was telling him, oh man, do I have to be like the soft founder guy? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
He
sorry, you
claims,
cut out. What were you
oh,
saying?
like, do you know about the SoftBank founder when he was interviewed about
My
how he
my
got so
Masayoshi son.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How he got so how he was so successful. And then he said that when he was in college, he was trying to figure out like, oh, like, what are people doing for money? And he was like, oh man, all these making money for wage sucks. And then he was like, you know what makes the most money is if I invent something. Because IP is where you really make the most money. So
Okay.
then he would carve out 5 minutes a day where he would just sit there and just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna think so hard." like, and here's the thing, like, this is probably like he's just a good storyteller. I think this is a bit exaggerated.
Yeah, for sure.
But then like he would, and then he said, yeah, and then my friends were making fun of me, and I was like, this is the most efficient way. And in the end, he claims that through doing this 5 minute exercise, he invented the electronic dictionary, which is one of his big patents that he managed to get when he was quite young, and that's like kind of sort of like started his ability to have money to invest in things like that.
Sure.
So
I mean, like I kind of think I think a lot of things,
Mhm.
but primarily I think people trying to explain their success
Mhm.
is an exercise in futility.
Right? It's all like connecting the dots posthumously. Cool Bean said those were great back in the day. Electronic dictionaries?
I thought he was talking about Cheetos,
Oh, okay. It
which we
could be
never closed
both.
the loop
I mean,
on.
everything we mentioned was in the day. But yeah, like I remember when I was a kid, like, before like good computers, I totally had an electronic dictionary I would play with, like
Yeah,
a English to Chinese one. Did you have one of those like little machine doodads?
I think
Probably not as big of an issue for you.
no, because I did speak English. The no, I think that like I think I've played with them before,
Mhm.
but I was never in a circumstance where like an electronic dictionary was like useful enough to pay for.
Mhm.
And so my electronics jump from like fully analog to something handheld was the Microsoft Zune.
Oh, the Zune. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
an
actually,
MP3 player, right?
I'm a liar.
Do you not have
It
a Palm
wasn't a
Pilot?
Well, no, no, I didn't have a Palm Pilot because I was like
Generation gap.
the the timing was such that like why would you get a middle school high school kid a Palm Pilot?
Why not?
What do they need it for?
To play Drug Wars.
The so like I didn't have a Zune. I had
Mhm.
a Zune knockoff.
Mhm.
And I remember it held like 50 songs or something.
Well,
And yeah, and so like I was over the moon. I had Linkin Park Meteora on there, and then I had like Then I had like Brick House, and then I had like a couple other, like a dozen other random songs. I think I had a Maroon 5 album on there.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah. I know exactly the period you're talking
yeah,
about.
like that, like it was a crazy, like I would just lay on the floor in my bedroom as a teenager and listen to these 50 songs on repeat. It was crazy.
That was great, right?
It was like, it unironically was awesome.
Yeah, I had a very, I think I had an MP3 player, but it was much smaller. But yes, very similar album. That Meteor album was a banger.
You have an iPod Shuffle
Yes, I had one as well. In
with like
fact,
the
I
little
think my
one
mom
that like
still has
clips
one.
you.
The one that looks like a pack of gum,
Oh,
and it still
sorry.
works.
Cool. That's cool. I wonder if you could do something cool with it. Does it have a display? I don't think it did.
Nope, like
Yeah.
the original one just has a dial thing. It looks like a USB stick.
Oh yeah, it was called a shuffle because you couldn't know
Yeah,
what was gonna
that was
play.
the feature.
Turning an inconvenience into a selling point is crazy.
Exactly, exactly. Ah, those were the days.
Okay, but so you're talking about these business ideas, and I still don't quite understand the concept because you keep talking about Kobayashi Maru. If you want to talk about that, and
Oh,
I don't
I don't wanna talk about
understand.
that part.
Okay.
But then, like, yeah, so wait, the idea I came up with in 5 minutes last night?
No, like you know, Masayoshi-san, blah blah blah, whatever. Your
Mhm.
friend is encouraging you to do something, and I'm trying to figure out is the thing they're encouraging is having an energy creation segment in your day? Is it
Mhm.
like, hey, don't succumb to the corporate overlords? Is it, like there's a bunch of different ways to interpret it. I'm trying to understand.
Oh, yeah, given how, like, it is easier to build now in some ways, like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's all, like, more chaotic, but theoretically, it's also easier to build. Like, don't give up on your pursuits. So
Gotcha.
yeah, but, like, I feel like I was energetically a little depleted,
Yeah.
so it was that, but I also, like, was, like, spiritually a little depleted, right? So he was just, like, encouraging me to be like, but then I had a lot of, like, buts that we both addressed,
Okay.
because he was, like, saying how, if you have a good idea, you can still potentially get funding for it, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, yeah, but I don't fit the usual stereotype, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. But then he was like, oh, we have ways around it. They involve you, by the way, Cameron. So then I was like, yes, if anything ever is good enough, I'm sure I can figure out a way. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
told
mean,
him
I'll
to.
help however I can. I don't know what that means, and so hopefully you don't sign me up to be like a mercenary or something. But
Yeah, but I think like the point of it isn't so much like even about the pursuit of the ideas, but I think where like I was a little spiritually defeated, right? It was like, oh, but none of them really like truly like panned out in some way.
yeah.
So therefore, like maybe I should not do this at all, because it's like depleting or like it doesn't lead anywhere. But then I feel like even just like from me doing like these 5 minute ideation things, I'm like the act of doing it is fun for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like I feel like that's where I was like, okay, like maybe my favorite part is like coming up with the ideas, and I don't have to like pressure myself to like always follow through, because I think that's the part actually where it drives me up sometimes, of like, oh, if I come up with anything I better follow through, right? Which I know
Yeah.
is like, yes, it is a
Yeah,
good
that's a
discipline
prison.
to do that. But so just like enjoying the ideation phase, so that it's sort of like I'm fixing every part of this little like pipeline, right? Like I gotta like the gasoline pump
Yeah.
hose, and like if I can get the idea generating engine going again, then yeah, the next part to fix or like to optimize is like how fast can I like execute these ideas, and like who can I reach, and then those kind of parts also need to be like built up, but it's like kind of like building the body muscle again.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I get what you're talking about now.
Mhm.
In a way, the idea session
Mhm.
is actually just a practice of optimism you're adopting.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in order to like have an idea about
Mhm.
something that might exist that doesn't, like there's
Mhm.
optimism baked into that.
Mhm.
And so, maybe the idea doesn't even matter. It's just the act of trying to have ideas
Right.
will make your day better, which makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah. So again, like I'm learning to like parcel out, right? Because if I can only have an idea, if only it can be successfully pulled through, then that is actually kind of depressing.
Yeah, and it also doesn't work with the math of ideas.
Right, right. The
Like,
freaking stochastic nature and blah blah blah.
yeah, we talk about this a lot.
Mhm.
I'm a big believer in repetitions is the only way to make something actually successful long term.
Mhm.
And so if you only let yourself have one thing at a time that you like go through a full rep on, then you are like structurally limiting how many reps you can have.
Mhm.
I also think the dark side of the idea that things are a lot easier to make now than they have been before
Mhm.
is that if you spend a bunch of time on something that for sure can't be a winner, you kind
Mhm.
of like the opportunity cost is lower, but it's still very high.
So people should give up earlier? Is that what the solution is?
I think people should try more and drop things that aren't serving you faster.
Mm.
Because stopping something doesn't mean giving up.
Right, right.
Like a like somebody who like a
So like
successful artist.
the act is still the same. It's just the thing that you're working on might change, sort of thing.
Yeah, giving up is like a soul destroying feeling.
Mhm.
Moving on is a soul empowering feeling.
Mhm.
Like the like a famous artist has made like excuse me, a success
Mhm.
like a I'm trying to think of the right adjective that I want to use. Said an artist that is proficient at their craft
Mhm.
has painted 10,000 paintings and started and stopped 100,000. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
And that doesn't mean they gave up 999,000 times or
Mhm.
90,000 times. It means that they like moved on to something that was speaking to them more or makes more sense.
Right, right. And then like I was also trying to do like a quick analysis. Sorry, okay, let's say
Sure.
open claw. Like this is a kind of a stupid exercise in a way because it's like right, looking at things retrospectively, and it's very hard to like take let's now take these factors and repeat the whole thing. It doesn't really work that way. But I was still like very curious, right? Like of all like it's not like people haven't tried like an agent of agents before, like but why is it that the open claw guy was the most successful at it? And like ChatGPT was like, well, like he was smart in like building an open source, and then also at a time when people were less trusting, and also it like built into existing messaging platforms. It's like Telegram or WhatsApp or Discord or whatever. So then people feel like that interface difference is what really made it good. And then of course, like he made it because open source is lots of like people who can build into it, that kind of thing. However, he also like kind of like a Peter Levels kind of person. Like he actually has like like 50 other projects that didn't take off before
Yeah.
this one. And like he apparently on a podcast said like he reused like 75% of OpenClaw is actually like just putting together back the failed projects and then like gluing it back together, and this time it took off. So, and then Art says, key unlock, OpenClaw works because the underlying models got better. So yeah, so it's also a timing thing. It's like, oh, like, you can try it before and it sucks and it sucks. And if you have one guy who like tried at the right time, that also makes a difference.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think that not just the model piece, but like the bigger point of you can't really make the timing work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is super important because there's a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things that are happening and finally hitting on the internet right now that
Mm-hmm.
people thought of not just 10 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
also thought of them 20 years ago, and then also
Yeah.
thought of them in the 90s and the 80s. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like the big issues with AI today and
Mm-hmm.
governance and like who's going to do what, like they're making movies about it in the 70s and
Right.
80s.
Mm-hmm.
The there's like something really important about ideas being very
Mm-hmm.
important. In fact, like a successful YouTuber will like talk about, hey, you come up with 100 ideas and then
Mm-hmm.
end up making one of those 100 that's like the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the idea is important, but ultimately selecting the right idea and then executing on it, and then the universe just kind of aligning with
Mm-hmm.
what you're trying to do is a huge factor. Like a lot of successful startups today would not have worked 2 years earlier than when they started, or 2 years after.
Right, right. But the other like bizarre thing is like I'm starting to get ads for this thing called Homoglow, which is one of these like SaaS of like sending cleaners to your home, like a Uber for cleaners sort of thing, which has been
Home
tried.
glow,
Homoglow or something.
so not
Not sponsored.
homo glow.
No, not Homoglow.
Okay, sorry.
It's a different SaaS,
Clarify.
a different kind of delivery. Um, yeah, and it's like one of these like the like sending cleaners to your home kind of thing, which is like almost like a classic YC startup. I've seen other people try it before, and they almost always fold. Oh my god, Art Lou says Homoglow would not recommend. Did you try it? Please. That's so
Is that really how you spell it too?
Yes, it's also how you spell it. Yeah, exactly. It's a very awkward name.
That's tough. It looks like homie Golau.
But they have enough money to advertise on Lyft and Uber. So they definitely like, got some funding. But it's like, like this revival of old OIC models as well that seems to be happening. Like and then more into the extending into the physical world sort of play. It's starting to be like a revival as well. So I'm just bringing this up to be like, well, I guess there are just no bad ideas. It's always about timing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are bad ideas, but the broader point of timing matters a lot. I agree with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to generate ideas. But yeah, last night I was thinking about our pain point, right? Like before the old game was you gotta try to reach the most people as possible, and then now you gotta like be on these platforms and just pray the algorithm works out for you, that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
But I feel like now maybe there's a shift where you and I like making stuff. We want to reach people, but we don't necessarily want to reach everybody in the world.
Yeah.
Like, and then also because like conversations are getting more underground, right? Because none of us want our privacy invaded, so we are in these like small intimate spaces, rather than trying to be on the big platforms. The other thing is that these big platforms are being flooded by AI content, right? Like, so it's no longer a place like it's like this awkwardness where talking about how I don't even want to be adjacent to some of these other things that are being made on the internet. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like a art gallery problem, right? You want to be curated and you want to be next to other art, like that kind of thing. So, but no one
Yep.
has built this, right? Like, there's no like creative tool that does it in a completely like opposite way of what we traditionally did.
Well, so what's the it that you're referring to? That I mean, we
Mhm.
were going back and forth in the DMs about it. Is it like is the thing the place, or is the thing a feed, or is the thing a group of people to watch?
I don't know whether the thing is the place, because the whole point is that there is no place, right? Like everyone's distributed, so it's like the thing
Well, I
that
mean, a
helps
place
you.
doesn't have to be the place where everybody is, right? Like your
Right, right.
park, like your local park is a
Mhm,
place where people gather. Not everybody in the world, just like your neighborhood.
mhm, mhm. I'm thinking more along the lines of like almost like search targeting. Like you have to find where are your people, and then like at least like have a tool where creators can find their people, but like not be like they're on the platforms or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is like a registry of people that are opting out of AI content as like an example filter.
Yeah, something like that. So in a way, maybe it does become like a place
Yeah.
because by definition, but it's sort of like the start of the problem is like, okay, then where is everybody, and how can you like tastefully reach these people?
And so why? I mean, is just the issue that this can't be Discord because Discord doesn't have like a native distribution mechanism to those kinds of people?
Yeah, because I mean, you can see even from our Discord, right? It's like we have to invite people in. It's not that you're going to find new people from Discord,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't just like barge into other people's Discords, as far as I know.
But so why would people be in the same? Like, why would someone sign up for this?
So that's why I'm like thinking it has to be creator driven, because yeah, like the desire is a lot higher from the creator side, right?
Oh, okay. So you're talking about basically a trade organization.
What's a trade organization in this
So
case?
like they still exist, but
Mm-hmm.
like they're really big in like the 70s to the
Mm-hmm.
early 2000s. You
Mm-hmm.
know, carpenters have like a set of stuff that they care about that nobody else in the world cares about. They
Oh,
want
like
to talk about like different saws and techniques and
I don't know because it does quickly become a bit like a self-cannibalizing situation, right? If it's like creators finding other creators. But on the other hand, maybe that's it. Like maybe it is creators finding other creators.
yeah. I mean, because like if you kind of look at the evolution of VidCon and TwitchCon and
Mhm.
places like that, they
Mhm.
used to be
Yeah.
creator trade events, and then
Mhm.
now they're audience kind of community events.
Yeah,
They still
yeah.
have the
Right.
trade magazine part of it,
Yeah.
but it's not nearly as much of a focus.
Right.
That's interesting. Just kind of like an affinity group of people that are roughly in the same. Like the tough part is audiences want a specific thing. That
Mhm.
thing is different for each of them. There's
Mhm.
broad buckets.
Mhm.
And you basically want to have a nice, perfectly tailored audience list
Mhm.
for you as a creator to be like, hey, I think what I make is going to be right up your alley.
Mhm.
But the person who's going to like watch that and participate in the chat, like
Mhm.
that person would rather just not do any work, and then they just show up to a TikTok feed, and then the algorithm maybe finds something for them that's like
Yeah,
pretty
yeah. It's like a
good enough.
push-pull problem. Yeah, but at least it's like slightly different than what's happening out there, and I don't think this exists. At least
Yeah, I mean,
they
like,
haven't found me, so I determined it does not exist.
and I do think that the way that I respond to like wargaming an idea, business,
Hmm.
whatever,
Hmm.
makes it sound like I'm not into it sometimes. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just like genuinely am truth seeking with it.
Oh yeah, I'm used to it. We're 68 episodes in.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we gonna do for episode 69 though?
Oh.
But I do think especially now there is no idea too weird to try.
Yeah, right.
I think
I
that
don't know.
there.
I feel like there is some like stupid AI component to it, Like I was like even thinking, okay, what can I use OpenClaw to do to like find other people and then like because the other thing, as you know, is I have like little pockets of friends everywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then, like me going around telling everybody that's a story is a classic painful example for me.
Well, I mean, the obvious example is the default thing people are doing with generative AI tools.
You know
It's
what I need? Like,
email
this is so
spam.
terrible. I do need OpenClaw to pretend to be me to broadcast to all my friends.
Not a fan.
Y'all gonna hate me. But
Like, like the jump or like the disconnect for me
uh-huh.
is using a tool to multi-post to
Yeah.
different platforms is fundamentally different than a thing that has enough autonomy to like kind
Mhm.
of screw up somebody's day
Yeah.
pretending to be you. Like
Right, right, right.
like that's a big gap. If it's like a dumb pipe that is like pushing stuff out that you've like
And yeah,
blessed off on,
what if
that's
yeah,
different.
it's like literally like me posting it. Like even me posting a newsletter is still a lot of like friction for me right now, right?
Yeah.
So it's like yeah, essentially I'm just reinventing Seymour in OpenClaw form.
Didn't get a word of that.
Oh, I said I'm reinventing Seymour in
Yes.
OpenClaw form.
Yeah.
Yeah. But more like personalized to my
It'll be back.
weird huh?
It'll be back one day. I still
No,
have the
that's the
domain.
thing. I think it still needs to be back. So, but yeah, maybe that's a simple prototype, right? Like, okay, an OpenClaw, like Christin broadcasting tool for things like this, where I'm just like, I just want to tell everybody about your story. There's nothing like malicious or something. Or like when I our show's on, like how many times do I have to copy and paste we're going to be live across all the little discourse I'm on? Like that's actually somewhat annoying.
Yeah. I mean, it
Um,
is super annoying. It's like a
but like
real
how I think
problem.
I actually don't know whether OpenClaw can even do that. Like where because it's unless I invite the bot as a user into other people's my friends' discords or something. Like I don't think it can post on my behalf, can it?
I don't know. I'm sure there's an API key that could do it. I mean, like
Oh,
we're in the era
true.
of all of these tools that like
Mhm,
most of the things that you can do with an account, a
mhm.
bot can do. It's just a matter of how annoying it is to set up.
Yeah, or and then how comfortable you are in case everything goes wrong, right?
Yeah. Also the reality that a lot of people are
Mhm,
complaining about, but not really like talking about or connecting the dots
mhm,
is the incentive for people that are trying to do crappy things is so much higher to
mhm,
use these tools than for
mhm.
anybody else. Like, yeah, there's a pain point there, but for the person that's trying to scam somebody into giving them like a credit card number or whatever,
Oh, it's so high. Yeah, yeah.
it's like the lottery payoff of
Uh-huh.
them cold emailing or DMing or commenting or replying 1,000
Mhm,
people. Like you're never going to do that because there's costs associated with it for you. But
mhm,
like reputational costs for the scammer, they just like blow it, and that's like what is destroying the internet.
mhm.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, cool beans exactly right. Like I think that there's like a real what is this all for with
mhm,
these like AI tools to expand your capabilities? Like, I think you have to
mhm.
be really thoughtful and specific about what you're trying to do.
So what is like instead of dead internet theory, live revive internet theory? What
Well,
would
so
that
I mean,
entail?
I wrote about this on Wiser WYSR.xyz earlier this week. The internet is in goblin mode. Did
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's basically, it's not, I think, particularly groundbreaking, but it is my thoughts on it on paper.
Mhm,
But like there used to be this feeling of fellowship on the internet where like you'd
mhm,
go somewhere and a bunch of people were oriented and excited around like a thing, and the thing could be
mhm,
like really important or it could be
mhm,
stupid like a flash animation.
mhm,
And as you add a bunch of economic incentives and frankly political incentives to the internet, you structurally change how people use the internet, uh, and people stop trusting the groups of people that they find on the internet.
mhm,
And so, like, the balkanization of our friends on the internet, which is what we're experiencing, is the natural human defense mechanism to marauders coming into all of your spaces.
mhm,
And so, I mean, I connect it to history and how, keepers of the good person flame, like the
mhm,
the monks in the pre-Middle Ages,
mhm.
like kept literacy alive in the middle of nowhere, and then once things kind of got less crazy after the fall of Rome, they walked back across Europe and taught everybody how to read again. Like I kind of think the people that are using the internet or want to use the internet in the way that
Mhm.
we're talking about are going to live in these pockets, and then as we figure out how to make a better internet, they're going to come back out.
Okay.
That's
So
fingers
so
crossed.
so I guess the idea filter, one should try to think of ones that are not gonna promote dead internet.
I do think if you can build stuff that not just doesn't contribute to the death of the internet, but actively reverses it, that's probably a good use of your time.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Can I do a surprise plug of
Mhm,
a fun little project I've been working on?
mhm. Sure.
So I don't even know if you're aware of this one, but have you seen my little pictures of goat pad?
Oh! Okay, yes. I followed its early development.
Yeah. So so somebody basically said this as a joke, but then I was like, "Oh, I sometimes spend too much time in my text editor."
Mhm.
And so I built GoatPad, goatpad.xyz. It's live now, and it basically has a,
Oh, it's live! I didn't know.
yeah,
That's so
it's
cool.
like this is the official launch announcement.
Wow.
And anyway, the gist of it is that I'm trying to get the screens
Are
back.
you sure they can hear us, by the way? Yeah.
Ah, dang
I'm,
it.
like,
Can y'all
paranoid
hear
now.
me? I don't know. Anyway, officially launching goatpad.xyz. The point of this is sometimes I spend too much time in my text editor, and the joy of the way that code works now is you can kind of like make software as a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so what this does is every time you load it, it generates a number of goats that are eating at a specific rate. They're going to eat through your notes. And if they eat half the screen, 50%, which you can see with the little stats bar at the bottom if you want, or remove it if you want to focus on your notes. If they eat 50%, they eat your whole note. And so you got to finish it before they eat your note.
Oh, that is
And
so
so
good.
I got a hungry
You can
mode,
actually delete your note.
yes, there are consequences. Oh, Art heard us, great.
Okay, great.
But so
Yeah.
there's hungry, normal, and relaxed mode. Relax, it's going to take 6 hours to eat. Normal, it'll be about an hour. And a hungry, you got 10 minutes. So if there's something that you
Oh.
got to crank out quickly, load it up, throw it on hungry mode, and then you'll get it done, or you won't, and you'll lose it.
Oh my God, I'm going to share this with all my friends
Great.
manually. Sincerely.
And I mean, this is the internet that I loved growing up, and I just
Right.
want to build stuff for it.
Cool. All right. Go pad.xyz.
Yes.
Very funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, the idea filter is silly, right? It has to be kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, like the way I'm approaching ideas is actually similar to what you were saying about building the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
I built 80% of this in like an hour on my phone on the other Saturday morning, or like the other Tuesday morning. And then like the 20% to make it good enough to launch kind of took a little bit longer because life happened, whatever.
Yeah.
And so, but I made myself finish it because I want to get the reps of like finishing it. And I didn't do what I wanted to do, or what I believe is the better way to do it, which is take the screenshot when I do the like one shot of it, the quick sprint, and then do screenshots throughout. But you know, I got the rep of, hey, this is how I'm going to do these like fun projects in the future, and then I'll improve it with the next launch.
Okay. Well, what was your workflow like? And sorry, I have to go in 4 minutes. So
Yeah, no problem. We'll
how'd
be
you build
quick.
it?
I mean, like with this one, I wanted to push how far I can go in like without touching a code base. And so, you know, you still have to set up code manual, like a repo manually. For some reason, Claude can't do that from Claude Code itself. Because I didn't want to open my dev environment as much as I could. And then from there, I basically spec'd it, and then, you know, did a ton of concurrent instances to add various features, made it deconflict as I finished various branches. I tried to figure out pixel art stuff with image gen models. There weren't-
That's why I generated them.
yeah, but it didn't work the way that I wanted, and so I ended up using I credit them in the about section, but there's some free pixel art that I leveraged for the actual goats themselves.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, but everything else was kind of like natural language text, and then a couple nitpicky, like I just went in there and changed some design stuff.
Awesome. Well, I
Manually.
want to talk to you more about specifics.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, I want to do it on my phone too. All right. Well, thank you all so much. I got to go for now. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Adios.